Hello and welcome everyone. It is another Thursday, and boy, the time has gone insanely fast. It feels like I just woke up, went to wait for the torture bench, sit on the torture bench, and we are here. Do you understand what that was referring to? You have gotten enough hints throughout the days, and if you are completely new here, imagine a place where you appoint a time and then you sit just to be in pain. But the pain is meant for your own good. uh, but alas, it is another Thursday, and we are going to complete chapter 4 today. It has been a long time overdue. Even though I love the game, and I, in most cases, remember what to do, some things just take time, especially when I just stop jabbering on about something, or it just takes a while for me to remember, and the amount of misclicks. Like, I can't believe how much misclicks I do with this game. Because I can't remember doing at all misclicks on the actual console versions. Even though I've been playing them like completely half asleep. Not to say that I'm not half asleep on the streams. Also, I had no memory that we were left off here. I totally remembered us doing something else. I guess did we finish talking? I guess we did. Was there something we need to present? Oh yeah, we haven't presented this, haven't we? Revenge. So let me quickly check one thing. Okay, it's nothing urgent. I just say I have way too many irons on the fire constantly, and I need to keep my eye on them, so that's why I sometimes need to stop the stream to look at messages and shit. I really hope that the situation gets solved soon, though. It's really annoying. Yeah, I still find it so odd how they are constantly talking about last chance. Like, when you know the facts, it's still like, if you are going to murder one of them, wouldn't the revenge go to murder the other one as well? Yogi! That dastard bear kept stealing everyone's picnic baskets. Why? Why can't we show the photo of his dead father? I find that very appropriate. He needs to know, he needs to be angry, he needs to be sad, he's in a jail cell, he needs to look like he's completely lost it. Oh, you spoil sports. Okay, have we been in Grossbergs yet? I can't remember from last week. I don't think we have, because we get the date. I bet at some point they thought to add the time as well, but that would have felt limiting, because it would have showcased that you legit need to go the places in certain orders to make them process. Otherwise you travel back and forth everywhere without advancing time at all, which in essence it actually is. But no one's here, which is unsurprising because that's been the usual case. So I think we were missing something. Oh wait, we didn't talk. We only showed. We didn't talk. We didn't talk about that Yogi. We didn't talk about the Yogi Bear. That's why nothing happened. Also, I love how we are shown the courtroom, which is empty when it's all about the earthquake. We are not shown the elevator, which is the important thing. The way they always describe this, it makes it confusing. Like, is it actually completely dark or not? Because it feels like it changed every time it's told. Like, where there are some lights, where it's fully lit, and the elevators have to be of very bad design if they legitimately start to run out of air after an hour. Like, Jesus, how can you even seal elevators so badly? Oxygen deprivation, when it actually happens, it is dangerous. It causes things to go very loopy very fast. And here we go. We are going to open some wounds. Although we should be the ones closing it, since it's just edgy boy being edgy. And we flash back to yesterday. HD art style, like those flashbacks feels way too similar to the baseline like art and shit compared to what they used to be in the non-HD one. At least that's how it feels, even though I bet it's not that different. And I'm just adjusting my mic a bit, because it was very loose and it was starting to like soggy downwards, so I just made it a bit tighter. And I'm getting a bit scared that if it actually loosens up on its own, I might actually need to start considering some structural strengtheners for this system. Or maybe like glue as a hindrance, so it doesn't swamp over on its own. The mic itself keeps up constantly, so that's a very good thing. But if the arm, like, well, the pole that keeps it leveled swamps down, it's almost as bad. But here we go, the nightmare. Don't shout. If you would be that panicking, you would try to force the doors open. And elevator doors aren't that strong. Like, no door that closes down, like, in a manner that it's like very clearly on this door that they go together, you can pry them open easily. If it's a intrusive or like a lift type of elevator, where the door comes, like, goes from up to down, those you cannot breach because they are too heavy. That type of elevator door, even a kid could pry open if they are desperate. But if it's dark and you're in panic, so it could also force into a situation where the one in being most panic is near the door, so the others cannot do anything about it, and for some reason they designed the elevator to be airtight. And yeah, it's also a fact, even if it's not airtight, the air will not circulate that well if it's nowhere done with electricity. So yeah, you can lose consciousness, but you are not supposed to get to a fatal state. Yeah, you somehow threw the pistol twice. Yeah, it's a dream, but shouldn't you recognize, is that dream, like the scream, your dad or not? Like, I bet everyone have heard their parents scream at some point. For one reason or another. You should be able to recognize their scream. Like, come on. Well, yeah, in a way it makes sense, if you think about it that way. But you only knew about this now, so it's not like that's influencing your nightmare decisions, that maybe it's you. Like, come on. Also, I have to savor the drink I have, because this is going to be it. The store didn't have any, so I had to take alternatives, and the alternatives meant that this is worth 2 complete bottles. So I have to enjoy and try to savor every drop. If you would brought it to light that Edgy Boy did it, he was underage, he was a kid at that point. He would be trialed on the basis of being a kid accidentally shooting someone in an oxygen-deprived state. So declared innocent. Like, Jesus. They could mandate therapy and that would be it. And actually, Edgy Boy getting some mandatory therapy would be a good thing. I would enjoy it. I bet most of you would enjoy it as well. It's just so fucking expensive. Nobody can afford it. Nobody's gonna go for it because of that. But if everyone would be given the same amount of healthcare that's free here, including therapy to be the same way, I bet everyone would take the therapy. It would just be good to cleanse your mind palette to someone at some point. No matter if there's something wrong or not, everyone needs a palette cleanser. Only a dream, only a dream. Well, that's what you say, Maya. But it's imagined and said that he threw the pistol. Like, I don't want to ever see a gun, especially not a pistol. Okay, I can imagine multiple types of gun where it would happen, but not a pistol, whereby throwing it would activate it. Even if it would be loaded, just randomly throwing it, squeezing the trigger enough. Like, Jesus, that's a deadly gun. They put a hair trigger on it. Those are illegal. At least they should be illegal everywhere by now. Let's just say the trigger being requiring force to press down is an almost equally as needed safety measure as locks. So someone actually shooting a gun needs to know what they're doing in order to be able to do it. It's like hunting guns. You need to transport in a car, so they need locks. Also, you don't want the trigger being too easy to press, so it doesn't discharge while you're just riding it down the back of your car. If everyone knows this, why hasn't it really been brought to light? I don't remember, did they ever actually explain this? Like, you understand what I mean when we get into the further games. Well, that is a theory, that is a good theory. But a ghost falsifying the evidence... not evidence, what's the word again? I can't talk. I'm actually surprised how, like, soon the sedatives wore off. But I can still feel like my control is hindered. And that usually lasts a long, like way longer time than the sedatives themselves. And I do find that they used way too little of it. There were pain. And the doctor had to admit that, yeah, they must have used too little. But they did state and thought that they, at the beginning, that they used enough. So, just saw interesting things while I was quickly checking the messages. But yeah, with these informations, there is proof of, let's just say, bad things. That Edgy could give himself up for a totally wrong reason. Get framed, like, accept being framed for a murder he did not commit, just because he thinks he accidentally did a murder as a kid. And now we have a lawyer that thinks that the ghost is trying to cover him as well, so... Not good, not good. But we didn't present this yet, didn't I? So let's do it now. Yep. This is the reason why Edgy Boy has actual, like, hatred towards defense attorneys. Not just because of karma. And there we go. Hey, very anti-Phoenix. But Phoenix goes on and about defending the clients because he trusts in them. Yogi Bear only trusted his own abilities to defend, just to gain the funds. And Phoenix being super poor, and that guy being okay in Dosh, from what I could understand. Also, having a memory of people's handwriting just on the top of your head, while being an attorney who sees so many signatures a day, I find that disturbing. Well, of course, it was Miles. We'll just say karma. And yep, there we go. Like, when you look at the options, that's a pretty clear one. I wish that they would have given you at least a bit harder ones with that. Because we know that it being Miles would just make it seem that he actually committed murder by creating a conspiracy and just to have revenge on himself. Or the person committing people, like the people everyone is now thinking committed the murder, creating a false conspiracy over that. Well, for multiple reasons. I think they are pretty obvious. We can talk about one karma. Will you tell us how he consumed this accent to gain its power? Sorry, I just love that line too much. Also, it would make a lot of sense for Karma being the foster father to know a nightmare his foster kid has been having forever since they became their foster parent. So, yeah. Even if Edward wouldn't tell, it would be very believable for Karma just to creepily stand behind the door and listen in while Edward is like mumming in his sleep, or writing things into a diary and him just picklogging the diary open and seeing what's written. Several months. A vacation for several months. After getting a mark, a strike on a single case. Yeah, I don't see how a vacation of several months would help with anything. I would see it being a very huge hindrance. But could there be something else behind it? Yeah, that's something for you to think. Oh, I can't use arrows. Dang. Well, looking at his name, you would be certain that his family origins would be. Especially if this game is supposed to take in a place in the USA, like the translations make it seem like. Also, there is a lovely comic about translations, localizations in games. That's a scene, an Ace Attorney scene, and they showcase how the localization is the native game, American localization, and then different studios making the localization. I find the Nintendo one the best because it doesn't actually change the places, it just makes keywords. Yep, that is a very odd thing, isn't it? doesn't matter even if Edgeworth would plead guilty to DL6. Like, if you murder someone accidentally as a kid, and it takes freaking time until you are legally an adult for it to be trialed, you can't be tried as an adult. Like, no system wouldn't allow that. It makes no sense. The same thing as if someone videotapes you punching someone as a toddler. They would just go with that video after you turned 18 and like, see, he's punching a minor, he should go to jail. No, he was a minor as well. They were both toddlers. The files, you say? Well, you would expect the chances to be slim at best. But it's better than nothing, right? So, why don't we move it? Let's see, can we go from detention center? We just say hello to Edgy Boy without saying absolutely anything, and then police station. Yeah, makes sense. But I find it funny how they just allow us to wander, even though they know that the person we are looking for isn't here. And in technicality, we shouldn't be allowed in an investigation area to begin with. There are multiple cases going on which we have nothing to do with. And the fact that, yeah, we have given allowance for the archives, but there should still be someone guarding that we only access the files we need. Usually, in places like this, the archives work in a way that there's someone behind bars that gives you the files you need, and you need to check them, and then check them back in to get something else. But this is a video game, so... Well, we have to hurry. So hurry shall we. Back to the records room. Looks like a very nice place to work. Strange, isn't it? Oh, so why is this open? Uh-oh. Oh no. This freaking face from Karma. I need this. Look at his soulless eyes just peering into you. Like, even through the screen, this fictional character is trying to suck out my soul. But little did they know that it's not here. It's hidden in a file factory somewhere far. What? You are supposed to be the greatest prosecutor ever. And you question that someone knows your name? Huh? Have you gone senile? Well, yeah, but you shouldn't wonder that people know you. Well, what do you have to say about Edgy Boy? Also, I have no idea why, but I suddenly became, like, insanely tired. Like, Jesus. Why? I have slept more than average on a couple of last days. This is horrifying. I did actually even eat more than normally and better. They had a sale on because some of the mincemeat had expiration date for the day. So I had a good warm meal that I cooked myself today. So. I'm usually used to the manner that taking a nap makes things just worse. So yeah. Also, I really haven't had the time to even take a nap to begin with. Because it legitimately feels like that when I got back, it's now. I can't even say, what did I do? I cooked dinner, I ate that, and here we are. Somehow it has been 7 hours. Like, Jesus, my life. A while, you say? Didn't you boast that there were records earlier already? Now you say a while. But you are trying to conjunct a whole different case to this one to make Edgy Boy admit his guilt. It shouldn't work. It shouldn't work in a way that someone accidentally killed someone as a kid. Then they're accused of killing now, that you get them, they admitted that they killed someone as a kid, so now they are guilty. No. Well, there's not much we can do here. Because we can present our attorney badge. Fool! Behold! We presented the badge. Nothing else. How about if we point a gun at you? Well, of course, it doesn't actually have anything. It would actually be funny if characters would react to showcasing the pistol as you would actually show them a pistol. And I would love if you actually had the power, then you would also present it. But what did I do here? Did I try to move away? Oh, don't tell me that I actually had to present the letter. Yeah, I think I had to present it because I remember that it was an automatic thing, but I think I have to present it. And you can guess why this is an extremely stupid maneuver. But you have to do it. Yeah, you just... Why? Why, Phoenix? Like, he's imposing over you right now, and you go accusing him of conspiracy outside the court. He could just drain your soul dry, and no one would be none the wiser. You are in the archives. Your body would be found in a day or two. Well, what's remaining of the husk. Fool! So I need to get that voice line as well. Fools! Behold! They are indeed Digonobs. Oh, did you now? Yeah, and you gave the letter to him. And Phoenix, being the smart boy as he is, he never has copies of anything, ever. Yeah, we just gave the only piece of evidence which would have automatically cleared everything away to the guilty party. Also, I never understood the fact that stun guns for self-defense. In most cases, which I have seen, stun guns just result into self-injury or escalating situations, or just a flat out robbery or mutilation in worst cases. They are just used as a weapon. A mace results in way less self-injuries, and it actually deters attackers because you just point and spray, and you keep spraying until they are gone, and you should be fine. If you don't hit their face, you'll hit something that they end up wiping their face too at some point, most likely. With the stun gun, you actually need to know how to jab with it. A taser is a different thing, because at that point you might just well have a gun. And tasers should be made illegal to begin with, because they sink hooks into you that have to be surgically removed. Like, that's horrifying. There are way more better methods to knock someone out. Way safer ones as well. But also I need to get this. The voltage matter, like the voltage amount isn't like the high thing. It's not what you look when you're looking at stun guns. I don't want to go into it, but if you look into it and they advertise about the voltage, you know that that's a shitty product, because the voltage is not a thing you should care about. They don't die from it, usually. Yeah, that's true, people don't usually die for it, but people are not meant to get mutilated by one either, and that happens ridiculously often, comparatively. I don't even understand how can it happen so often. I just love how this was showcased. Like, anything with these assets, that's just perfect way to showcase that Maya was being shocked. And she sacrificed herself for you and you didn't take this chance. If you would have run, you would have gotten him arrested there and then. They would have instantly noticed that, oh, there is a woman here. Knocked out. There's a man fleeing the scene with a stun gun. There's a man yelling that there is a maniac in the building with a stun gun. And there we go. All of the DL6 evidence gone. And the police know that he was in the archives. And if you would bring it up that the DL6 evidence is gone, that should prove that, oh, he's trying something shady with it. He's tampering with evidence. There should be no need for proof because it's just a fact at that point. He's tampering with evidence. No, Phoenix isn't smart. He doesn't go that route. Maya, you are a child at this point. Oop, I bumped the mic. I was meant to bring it closer, not just viciously start slamming it. But yeah, Maya, you are a child at this point. You cannot go on blaming that you couldn't stop a demon of a man. A demon man. A gargoyle. Yeah. You just can't go blaming yourself. It was a stun gun. What did you expect? What would have your sister would have done? Cursed Manfred, and Manfred would have just scoffed it off as tomfoolery. Also, if you would have died here and now, Phoenix would have just quit his entire line of work. That would have just been it. He could not have bared that situation. Yeah, my cognitive abilities are very deprecated. Very sorry about that. I hate that I need to repeat that every time, but it feels like I'm out of my groove every time I stream now. Which is annoying, because I enjoy it. I want to get the games done. And, well, maybe it's the timing, but I shouldn't be affecting that because that's going to make everything else a complete mess. Very careless of you, Karma. You left a bullet behind. I thought Karma would leave no bullet on the scene. I think he's very known for that. And I find it funny that for the trial part, there is the save. But the trial itself, Like it is so long. It is like in 3 parts, I think. So let me think without advancing. I think it starts with a thing for this current case. Then it continues to a second thing about the current case, and then we go into the 6 drive, and that's the case. So like on paper, it's not that like long, but to be honest, on paper the investigation is even shorter, and it still took a while last time. So it makes sense that there is a save. Especially with the old games, because, well, you had to begin where you saved. I think it was with the GBA games. With everything else, like, well, with the newer ones, you got to start from the chapter start if you fail. And then to go even newer ones, you just get to start, like, at the same place. From what I have seen. I haven't been failing, so I can't be that certain. I get like really careful when I'm playing for the first time, so I don't really get to the fail state. Excuse me? That shouldn't be possible. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to charge a freaking shock like that. Well, time to get a sip of the water. Oh, and I need to tighten up this bottle. There was a tiny leak. The pressure isn't that well. And again. Yes, jump on a lake, bzz, bzz, and all the fish just race into the surface. Like that's one of the my favorite ways of fishing that they do in fiction. Like there are so many cartoons where they do fishing that way, and I would love it if it would actually be that easy, because with cartoon logic, you take a lamp, smash it, put it in the water. Boom! All the fish get fried. So you can just pick up the fish from the like surface of the water and start eating because they are fried, like literally fried. I would love to live in a cartoon physics reality, because the shit you get away with and how easy everything would be. And yeah, Gumshoe is some sort of homunculus. He can survive on electric shocks and like a noodle packet per week. And somehow has the internal strength to swim across the ocean to reach a fictitious European country just to get to a free buffet. And yes, these are all quotes from the game one way or another. Not this game, but the series. The last one was from the spin-off, but still. I wonder. Karma is asking us to cross-examine. Intriguing. Of course, Karma, of course. That's what you say, yeah. Food for Polly. Yet you left Polly alone and starving. You don't got a motive, you say? I think people have found you multiple motives from the get-go, but they have just been pushed off as obsolete, not necessary. Now you go on about talk about motives. Yogi Bear. Like, Yogi Bear has really let himself go after the years. Like, how many picnic basket it takes for a brown bear to have their hair turn grey and lose it in such huge patches. Again, misclick. It is called running regardless of where you're actually trying to evade the law or not, but if you leave before you are dismissed, you are running from the law. Well, yeah, that would have happened. That was the whole deal on the yesterday's trial, so... Gourmand, you say? From France. I want to know, like, is there actually a bird of any kind that actually has a refined taste? Because I have seen so many so-called fancy birds that are just willing to eat paper. So it doesn't matter how fancy of a pellet do you give them. Just stuff it up full and then put it in the oven. Or just roll it around on the pan, that also works. But from where and when exactly? Like, I would think that every venue from the courthouse to the shack have been gone through so many times. There is no way that he could just say that he was genuinely lost and someone would actually believe it. But we are just supposed to believe it. There you go. I didn't even need to see because I remembered it going pretty much like that. Oh yeah, let's press this since we are pressing everything we can. Well, that is a good question. Well, that's a very strong thing to say. From someone who lost a letter that would have proven the exact same thing. Well, yes, of course it does. Well, he kinda has to, and he's playing it well. Hey, the judge is eating from his hand. I wonder what would Karma feed the judge? Like, because Karma only survives on the souls of his enemies alone. And, well, I bet there's some residual energy from his own accent he consumed. So he don't need to eat anything. But what would it be? Would it be like just buying caviar because it's expensive? And then just taking a golden fork even though you're not supposed to use a metal one? It affects the taste. And then just spoon feeding the judge? And of course, it's Gregory. No, it's Yogi Bear. Yes, that DL6. Well, that's again a good question, since the only proof we had is now gone. And yeah, there we go. Like, Karma is playing the double game. When he wants something proven, conjecture is enough. But when someone else wants something proven, there needs to be a solid evidence base. Karma's never fair, even though karma is supposed to be the fair balancing force in the universe. But here we have the foul, we have the dark karma. So let me quickly get that third off the mouse before it keeps moving on and about constantly. There we go. But there is the thing. Fingerprints aren't actually that good of a thing to check, because there can easily be things that happen to them. Plus, I can't remember what's the percentage, but there is a certain percentage of a chance every time that your prints are checked against someone else that they would claim as to be matching, since there's only a certain amount of configurations fingerprints can have. They are not actually totally forever unique. It just happens that they can be unique, but they are not going to always be. And on top of that, there are the chance that the testers fail as well. So you are going to be forcibly positive matched based on those as well. Dental records are usually way better, but those are not always that easy to get. Plus the fact that he's an old man now. They could have changed enough that they are not recognizable either. So yeah, there's nothing else that really can be said. A likely excuse, isn't it? How come always all the criminals happen to work on chemical plants? But to be honest, it's actually very easy to just burn your fingerprints off. And it's not even that painful, but you shouldn't go through that process, because even if you would destroy your own fingerprints, they are going to put that against you and go on claiming, oh, this brand new weapon, which still has the Walmart tag on it, must have been used by you because it has no prints on it. Seriously? Yes, not having prints and you not having prints will connect you two. And then the jury just eats it up and accepts it as the honest truth. No, why would it be decided based on this alone? Yes, you can't lose. So what would be the other way? I find it so funny that no one even considers mentioning dental records. And there it is. I'm going to need that. But yes. Congratulations, you are now married. But that's the thing. DNA is not put on record almost never. It's only put on record if it's necessary. If there are blood samples, example, like on a scene of a crime, there is blood, and they notice that there are blood of 2 people. Those cases, they take DNA. Plus, DNA testing is very bad as well. It can help. You can see like the sex and a bit about the like maybe determine difference between some families if you have good samples. But it's not that good. Like, it's gotten better and better. But especially back in the day where this is supposed to mean, DNA was like a very showmanship thing that doesn't really do that much. I don't usually, that's why I skip the DNA. Dental and fingerprints are way better, and dental is the best. And here is the legendary shot. We are legit requesting to cross-examine a parrot. You just suggested it, so... Yep. So because this goes in the pedantics of the law, even if you jokingly suggest that, you have to accept it when the opposite party requested that you are kept on your promise. So yeah. And I do understand why he allows it. Because if he wins after the defense cross-examines a parrot, imagine how insane status Phoenix is going to get. And that would make Karma really happy. Yes, it is crazy, but we are going to cross-examine a parrot, because you can't say that you get to do that every day. So I'm gonna need that. I love getting these reaction images now in HD. Well, in larger HD quality. Yes, I got on multitudes, not so many because it was very bothersome doing it with the 3DS, but I did upload things to Miiverse. And there are still some that people constantly claim, oh, that's not from the game, and I'm like, dude, here is my, well, back in the day I showcased, here is my Miiverse post of the screenshot, and you still claim it's not from the actual game. And they had the parrot at hand. There it is. And suddenly I'm getting hungry even though I ate a big lunch. No response. No, you should be used to getting ignored by a bird when you're human. Meanwhile, I'm just used to that birds are either so stupid that they will just walk into the pan and I will just close the lid and take it take it to the stove and start preparing, or that they will see from afar away, start glancing and just staring until I get close enough that they finally realize that, oh shit, we need to run. And then they start hopping hastily to try to get a flight. Yep, this is a testimony from a parrot. Funny how he responds without any questions. And there it is. Yep, it's the most concise testimony there ever been. And I think it is the most concise testimony in the entire series. We're going to press on that statement. Hello, parrot. You can yep. Well, let's start with the fact which did you try to gain earlier? I'm sorry. I just find it so funny how astounded the judge is that we have discovered this parrot is called Polly. How could it be? Like, it's the most imaginative thing ever. Like, he's been in so boring cases that now that we discovered a name of a parrot is so shocking that it beats everything, and I mean everything. Like, wow, a parrot's name is Polly. Like, seriously. It does, but do we have the evidence? Do we have the evidence? I don't think we have the evidence. Let me think again, because I don't think we have the evidence yet. I'm spoiling a thing, but it actually is a thing. We need to. Oh, now I know where the thing is we need. So yes, we can. We can say it's important already. No, it's not bluffing. There we go. Let's look over here, because I forgot it's actually here. Fiancé Polly Jenkins, who committed suicide. Funny that hasn't been mentioned, but it's there. Why you object? Because I think that I'm the one who get through.
Objection!
Not you. Well, I did just showcase it to you guys on the stream, but... Wait, it is the suspect data. And there we go. That shouldn't be any sort of proof. In normal occasion, it would just be a coincidence. But it's still something to start with. Yes, it is a possibility. So it's a good place to start with. And I don't think that's actually a thing. I haven't seen... Oh no, wait! There is a dog in the anime! I forgot that there is a dog in the anime! I completely forgot that that's a thing! It's not a mainstay, so... And it's in the anime, not in the games. Was it even in the manga? I don't think it was in the manga. And it's only in the anime in the second season, so... But I'm I'm taking a random thing Karma is saying a bit too far here. One more, you say? Well, we cannot press on nothing, so let's press on hello again. We already done the name. What's the safe number? Yes, it is a regress parrot. Actually, it does. Easily. Because usually, in most cases, people put birthdays to locks like that. Birthdays, birth years, wedding day, things like that. So it will give us another chance to connect. And if these circumstances keep piling up, there is enough correlation to actually say that that's what happened. But, did I actually present the same thing again? I think I have to present the same thing again. Let's see, is it here? Oh yep, here it is. It's in the summary. So, we present the file again. Well, it's the only thing we have now. Summary. It's a conjectural proof, so... Also, thank you for telling your number, so now I can steal your vast riches. Yep, it's starting to seem like a pattern. I didn't need to do the third time? I remember that I need to do all three. Also, I need to straighten my throat. How quickly he changed. A completely different person. And that's a thing that keeps happening in this series. It feels like there are more characters that change completely how they look than there are characters that remain the same. Which is scary when you start thinking about it. Well, you survived that with only minor brain damage. I love that joke, but I hate the fact that English is my third language, and I have the speech impediment, so I can't do the joke justice, as people never understand the reference, even after I do it like half an hour after we've seen the episode. So, props to anyone who actually figured out the reference. Well, maybe you should. And to begin with, people who didn't you're talking about one of the people who directly didn't have anything to do with the case. Like, they didn't put your situation to be any worse in a way. Because even if Edgy Boy did do the shooting, let it be accident or not, they would not been able, like, they could not even admit it, even if they would fully know it, even if they did it by design. Legally, you cannot have minors going on and stating that they did a murder. So you can't blame it on the Edgy Boy. Meanwhile, the defense did do the best they can to get you off the hook, and you avoided jail. The fact that you lost social standings is not the result of the defense, but the result of freaking social media. Well, not social media, because social media didn't exist at that point, but the media. That's why you got into trouble, you lost your face. And that could have even, it could have been managed. There are ways to manage it. You cannot control it, but you can hinder it. You can actually gain a voice if you try. If you just go on and, well, silence yourself, your side is never going to be heard anywhere, and the media is just going to Munch, 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 and take all your worth. Because path-mouthing someone always sells more than praising anyone. It's sad, but it's true. You can look at statistics about reviews. Bad reviews get so much more attraction than good reviews. But with that admission, the case should be closed. Well, we solved the case we came here for. So, all is well. Off to the next episode.
Objection!
The judgment has already been passed. Also, Edgy Boy. There's nothing you can object to. You cannot, like, that's the thing. You cannot go admitting your guilt when it's seeming like it's clear that you would be lying. You would just be declared contempt of court and hauled off here. You wouldn't, like, randomly get accused with the murder, which you were just declared innocent to. Also, odd noises from the neighbor. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this. Please raise an objection. Well, that did happen yesterday, but it's a different thing. It was someone giving more details to the case at hand. Edgeworth is going on about case that happened 15 years ago. No, you don't, because it's already proven that it cannot be him. It's proven beyond reasonable doubt. But even if you did it, and even if you did it by design, you were a kid, it would not make you a murderer, it would put you in the foster home and therapy. Who are you pointing? Are you pointing at Karma because that's the place where you usually stand? Yeah, it's actually a good idea that there would be a separate trial, and it has to happen right away, or else it could not really be rearranged. Like, it could not be arranged on time. But Edgeworth had been declared non-guilty on the original case we were gone about, so that should be dismissed first, and the other one should be officially stated to start. Because the cases are only linked by motive, and that's really it. No, a 5-minute break wouldn't be enough to solve all of this out. But to have a 5-minute break to decide what the heck to do, that's a good call. You were a kid. Again, I can't. I keep hitting my head to the desk. That you were a kid, even if you did it by design. You could not be punished by almost nothing at all, because kids committing a murder won't lead into jail. You need, at least over here, you need to kill 3 people, actually 3 murders, before you would be put in the juvie. Like, juvie is almost non-existent. There are just foster care and forced therapy and, well, mental asylums, to be strict. Well, there's nothing else we can try to do, because we're not talking him out of it. What? I think this would be a very good time. Take a very small break. I need something to boost my energy, so I'm going to solve that. It will only take a small while, a minute or 2, so hold tight.
There is no time to be lost. Battle, brothers! Space Marines, today the enemy is at our door. We know our duty and we will do it. We fight for our honor as Blood Ravens, as Space Marines, and we fight in the name of the Emperor. And if we die this day, we die in glory. We die heroes' deaths, but we shall not die. No, it is the enemy who will taste death and defeat, as you know. Most of our battle brothers are stationed in space, prepared to deep strike. Our perimeter has been prepared in the event that our enemies should be so bold and so foolish. We have placed numerous beacons, allowing for multiple, simultaneous, and devastating defensive deep strikes. The Codex Astartes names this maneuver Steel Rain. We will descend upon the foe. We will overwhelm them. We will leave none alive. Meanwhile, our ground forces will ensure the full defense of our headquarters. We are the Space Marines. We are the Emperor's Fury.
Okay, my energy booster is setting because it's good. Ugh, I don't know what was with that burp, but yeah, my energy booster is going to need some time to settle. And the reason why I need an energy boost, even though we are getting on the end stretch, is that I'm going to jump to another stream after mine. So I need to survive longer than just this stream. So yeah, but like I said, it needs some time to settle. And I bet the mixture of musics over there must have been very interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. You say that you lost your memory of the events. Shouldn't you say you lost your memory of the events further? Oh, so overall, I find it so odd that earthquake is being so common there. How the elevator even gets stuck? They should have been made resistant to them. And even if it would get stuck, people should be able to notice that fast and get the help there fast. It's not like the building crumbled on them. There are just so many things on this part, like what happened in the elevator, that makes no sense. But they make a good story structure. Like, if this would be a dayline TV show, it would be the bomb. It would get so many views. It would be the top ranked show. I think it's this. No, this is the different gun. Different gun. What did I actually have to present here? Did I already present the picture? Let me think about it. Wait, I think I need to present the picture, but yeah, I think it's here because it showcases obvious things wrong. And I bet you guys already know this. What's the huge contradiction here? Remember how they were all slumped down due to lack of oxygen? There is a bullet hole right up here. It would have been noted There won't just be a bullet hole on a courthouse freaking elevator and it would not be noted down. But well, that is a question. And I think it's pretty obvious what we are going to answer. Because you always answer the same. Yes. It was the case, but oh, yeah, here it is. Murder weapon fired twice.
Take that!
Well, because everything we need is in that file. We have been forced to showcase it constantly. Like, it's not my fault, it's you, because you stole all the other evidence. If you wanted us to showcase something else, you should have given us some more evidence. Other than the bullet you dragged on to the floor and the other bullet. But I'll not talk about that. Victim data. Like, these are so obvious contradictions. Well, it makes sense, because if one shot is to be expected to be a random one, caused by the throw, and then there is a clear second shot, and that like one of the shots went straight to someone's heart, you should expect that the random shot is the one that hit a random point on a wall, and the direct shot is the one that went to someone's heart. It should be obvious. But that's bullshit. Because there is a clear hole for the bullet, and the gun has been evidently fired twice. That means that the gun had been shot through the window. You just cannot deny that. The fact that the bullet could have gone anywhere that's behind the window, it doesn't make it so that the bullet was never fired. It just makes sure that the bullet is no longer there. Well, if it would be the one, how is there a hole in the freaking window? That's clearly done by a bullet. Because the judge is an idiot. Like, it is clear that there have been a bullet shot. It's easy to imagine multiple occasions where the bullet could not be found. It could have splintered into the ceiling in a way that it can never be found. It could have hit a random person beyond there. It could have hit a pallet of goods, for example, which no one would ever even noticed. It could have gone through another window after that one and gone to great beyonds. There are so many occasions that could have happened. Even if he did, it happened when he was 9. Like, the only really bad thing that would result from this would be that Edward would just blame himself for nothing, and the real murderer would get away with it.
Objection!
What? Yeah, it must exist. It is just a fact. It must exist. Yeah, it is just a fact. It must have existed. And yeah, that is a very good chance also that maybe Someone investigating the crime could have been the one committing it and they were covering their tracks. That's also a very good possibility. They are in the halls of justice after all. There could be many people angry about the defense attorney and the police. That's true, it's not that easy. The judge is correct for once. But when you think about it, maybe the murderer didn't need it. Think crazy. No, I think normal. Why would there be a reason why you have to take a bullet with you? Yeah. There's a very simple reason. Why would someone be forced to take a bullet with them? There you go, Phoenix, you got it, finally! It hit the murderer, yes. Yep, you kinda have to. Yes, good. Judge gets it. Judge gets it so fast. It is a miracle. What? But they were in the elevator. Yes, it's obvious that someone came from the outside. This image of the murderer, funnily enough, looks way more humane than the actual person. Look at the eyes. They actually have some sort of emotion as they are struck by a bullet. And for some reason, they have a bald head here as well. And a trench coat. Yeah, that you just have to admit to that. And yes, to both of those as well. It came from nowhere, but it all makes sense. Why? But there's no way that everyone in the court, like the court hall in the entire day, was questioned and checked. Yeah, Rosberg said something really interesting yesterday, didn't he? A vacation for several months after the day. I can clearly see a correlation here, don't you guys? And especially that being the first and the only vacation he has ever kept. A vacation of multiple months. Well, being like actually there, realizing that it must be a huge shock. Well, then comes the question: should you just out? Should you just out that you know who it is? Should you try to wait? Can you keep it as a working triumph card or not? No. You have to say it. You have to say it loud and proud. Yeah, but you can't even say it. We what? For Vendetta. I don't know why Karma is smiling so much. That devious smile. Well, that's a good bluff. You're showcasing that you are over this outrageous claim, but you have nothing you can actually object to it about. You know it's to be true. Yeah, nobody is that perfect. He just dropped a bullet when he was stealing the evidence. Plus, he could have an operation and have the doctor killed. He's clearly not above arranging murders. Also, that's not so insane. Depending where the bullet is, you can do the operation yourself. It will most likely fester and leave horrible eternal markings on your body. But it can be done. It still can be done. Yes, you can. It can be like in a single piece and so high up, especially if it's in your non-dominant arm. You can do it. You just need to drug yourself in a very careful manner. And like I said, it won't be pretty. You are going to need pre-op or you might die of gangrene from that. Or just blood poisoning. But if the bullet cannot be shown, I wonder. Maybe he still has it. What do you mean that what you're missing? It's the parrot! No. The only way to show he actually been shot is a metal detector. Oh yeah, it was about the fact that everyone claimed that there is no way you can like remove a bullet from yourself. There are ways, but you need to know what you're doing. You need to have the good right equipment, and the bullet need to be in a certain place. If it's in one of your legs or your non-dominant arm, it can be done in relatively ease if you know how to do it. But you would need to drug yourself so you can numb the pain enough that you can actually do it. But not numb yourself totally so you can actually do it. Well, there have been people who have had bullets for 50 plus years. There have been cases where they have discovered. Usually they have been just iron ball bearings from a musket. But there have been cases where someone had a bullet for like an almost fully intact bullet in a way that they didn't even know. I think it was for 25 years or something like that. I do vaguely remember that it was plus 20 years, but not sure was it exactly 25, but somewhere in that ballpark. You refuse? How come? You're just admitting your guilt by refusing. So why would you not refuse? Metal detector. Are you ashamed that you have a hip surgery done or something? You shouldn't be like this. Could be done in confidentiality. No, I think it's a very reasonable thing to do. It can be done in complete confidentiality. So, if you have implants of some sort, they wouldn't be brought to the public. And yeah, he did brought out the fact that the trial needs to be hurried and done today. So, he kinda put himself into the corner with that one as well. Well, it is a valid excuse as well, but and it is something that you could say that you don't want to bring brought to the public, but that's why you say that I accept the examination, but it has to be done in a private room. There are multiple private rooms where it could be done, so no one of the public would see. She admits that there is a bullet. But there is a bullet, and all bullet wounds are a police business. But every bullet is a police business, so you would need to come clean what that bullet is. You cannot just agree that there is a bullet. Yeah, Goron, I do understand what you mean. There are other types of implants that also could go haywire because of metal detector. Like if you have an insulin pump that's like stationed on your body, that's automatic. It can also go haywire, and it can just pump all the insulin at once. There have been cases where this has happened. And also, I need to clear my throat. But know why my throat started acting out at this hour. But yeah, there have been cases. But that's even more of a reason why you say, I agree to examination, but it must be done in a private room. And there you state, you cannot use a metal detector because it might kill me. And then you need to agree that you are going to be studied in another manner. Because you can always request a doctor, and the doctors have to keep everything private, but since they're looking for a bullet, they would have to come clean that yes, there is a bullet. Because that's a police business. What do you mean he can't? And oh, how do you know? Aren't you admitting that you got rid of all the evidence from the case? Yeah, like that would give him an opportunity, yes. If he can actually get a doctor he could bribe. But that would still leave a money trail, and it would start tangling up his lies in a manner that he's going to be revealed eventually. But since he would be under panic, it would need to be a paramedic from the court itself. And most likely, the judge would need to be in the presence as well. So yeah. It would still lead in the same situation that it would be found out one way or another. I mentioned it a couple of times. He left one evidence behind. A bullet with clear ballistic markings.
Take that!
And here we brought up again what ballistic markings mean. Like after this, there is no really any outs for Karma. Like when it's clear that he has a like. He's being put under suspicion that he has a bullet in him. And there is evidence and viable things proving that that could be the case. There is nothing that you can really do at that point. Like, the only actual out would be if he would get someone to attack him, stab him, or shoot him in an area near where the bullet should be. So he would need emergency hospital care, and then he might have had like 30 doctors to be ready. Because even though the paramedics are going to be first responders, they are not going to touch the bullet. They are just going to make sure that he's not going to die. It could be then that the 30 doctors would be there already, but that's taking it so far. He would have gotten the 30 doctors to remove the bullet ages ago if he would have risked them to begin with, so... Well, yeah, that would have been like the out here, but now that we know where the bullet is, it's in a place where you cannot do it. You cannot see the placement. That's a very vital thing for operating yourself. You need to see the place. Plus, he's an old man. He most likely would not have the finesse to do it, even if he had the knowledge. And there we go. He recognizes the scream. Yeah, he went and killed a man for giving one mark on his record. Took his son as foster child, just to try to get him to be marked for murder years and years later. Like, I know being vindictive and evil and wanting the revenge, but that plan goes so far and it's so complex. It would have been easy to organize. That Miles would have gotten to some horrible foster home somewhere, and that would have been revenge enough. And then maybe cause an accident then, or something. But taking him under yourself? What? After all he did to try to hide, now that he admitted his guilt, he's in a hurry to get jailed. Yeah, 15 years. Funny enough, it's... Let me actually check. How old is the original game? Because I think it might already be. It might even be older. Let's see. Let me see when the original was released on Game Boy. You did Google it, I assume, and I do trust you. But since I got it open after, like, just when I saw it, so I want to see it. Show me all releases, please. And yes, October 2001 for Japan. September. No, wait. That's a DS. Oh, I didn't even remember the Game Boy Advance versions weren't released on English. So it goes all the way to 2005 that the DS version was released. Huh. Funny. Really, from memory? Also, wait, what happened there? I look at the chat and I can see that you have the founder badge. It's on your messages, but then there's the one message that only has your moderator badge. What happened there? I'm very confused. For a small moment, you weren't a founder anymore. Yeah, I don't know what Twitch has been having, but I might need some of those. But yeah, 20 years. Although we should go with the DS version since that was the first English, so 15 years! We have solved the DL6 case 15 years later. This must be a record. We get 2 not guilties in a single episode. Because there are cases where you get multiple guilties. But 2 not guilties. Well, I do find that bit obvious. He was legitimately, well, just caught everything he has worked for 15 years. Flushed down the toilet. Call it all a good memory. There were a lot of bad things going on. A lot of baggage to go through. Actually opening wounds, like literal wounds to solve the case. Because they will get the bullet out. Miles, have they introduced thankfulness into your software yet? There it is. Gratitude learned. Good job, Edgeworth. You may install your next firmware update tonight. Well, yes, your robotic body needs training. Whoop. Whoop! Why did you go whoop? A bit? I don't know, can it, like, how can it keep going down and down and down when it has been non-existent for eons now? No, don't whoop. It confuses me. I feel very conflicted about you saying that. What is Lotta doing here? Why did they just let her in? Oh, really? And, well, but then letting bots in makes sense. Because everyone just have the aura, even without them knowing who bots is. They will just think he's somehow guilty of things. Makes sense. There being the saying that if something smells, it's usually the bots. But yeah, so it makes sense that they let him in. But I don't get the Lotta being let in. And there you go. I can't even count how many girlfriends he goes through in the entire series. Like, even in the investigations, he goes through a couple. Well, prison food is better than school food. It's almost double the price here. Yeah, but I find it very odd in this case. If you don't know what it means. Where have we heard that exact mount before? No! No! It was you! How? How did this even happen? how can you just take a day off school and be bored and go to school? Like, you are being truant and you just admit, yeah, I was being truant, I'm coming back because I had nothing to do. Like, how? I can never imagine that being the case. I know people who hate being home, but still everyone claims that it's always better to be home in a freaking flu than to be at school. Healthy. Ugh. I wish that the screen would have kept shaking, because it's clearly a trauma for Phoenix even still. Yeah, it's true, and I actually need to get it, because this is a good line of the saying. It was 15 years ago, but I wouldn't say that's the main thing. I say the main thing was that they were kids. I wonder, how much even is the statute of limitation to lunch money theft? But yeah, Phoenix is having an existential crisis over this, which is understandable when you think about it. He based his entire life onto this event, so... Death! Death! But why does he sentence Edgeworth? He helped you. He purely helped you just on the basis of helping you. He was certain that you could not have been it, and now you're ready to sentence him to death as well. For not saying that he had a suspicion that Buds did it. Only if it would be that easy that... Oh, tag team! We switch places. Oh, you mean the concept of tag team Ace Attorney? I would find it very out of place to sell it to Sega though, because Sega had nothing to do. Like, have Sega even done fighting games? Capcom has. And, well, you can tag team with Phoenix, right, in Capcom versus Marvel, so... But they really care about the pachinkos. Same goes with Sega, to be honest. Capcom. It's right in the title and everything. Always have been. Like, it's like Capcom is both the developer and the publisher for the series. And it has always been. Like, I don't think Sega has had any part in the entire series at any point, at least I can't recollect. Far as I think, I can't recollect that Sega has had anything to do, even with any of the spin-offs. Far as I can imagine. But remember. Yep. There's a leather. Well, she's gone. And we get this train station for just this scene. I find it so odd how many occasions there could have been an extra scene that could have been used multiple times. But for the ending, we just get this extra scene out of the blue. Oh, she's still there. Yeah, but it has already been proven, at least to me. Like, I would have gathered the collection enough, since you saw Mia's spirit on your own at that one point, that you have enough of connection to her that you can get some messages off directly from her. So Maya really didn't do that in this case. Maya did save the case because she attacked Karma and make him drop the bullet, which I guess she blocked the sight to the bullet by being knocked down from the electricity. But still. But you did. And we are going to showcase the picture of the mom. No, not the parrot, the bullet. Because you cannot outsmart it. Well, that's a good plan. The train whistle is so odd. Plus, in almost every country I have been, if they blow the whistle, the train is already going. You are not getting on it anymore. Like, it's too late. Yeah, I understand them making a splash image for the end, because that's a common courtesy. But I'm still a bit confused that there is that scene on the train station. Like that scene image. And yeah, the reason why it goes like the game is ending, because here is where it originally ended. On the GBA version, the fourth case is the ending of the game. So the next case will feel very anticlimactic to most people. And from what I heard today from Iggy, it's stated as being one of the longest cases in the entire series. I remembered it being quick and like a very short one, but it might be that I'm just misremembering. Because, well, I haven't really seen others playing it, and I have only played through it twice, so... And the case didn't happen in the anime, by the way. They skipped it. And I do love that they had a unique anime exclusive case in the second season. Because that's how the anime could actually survive and thrive. They have their own custom cases that you cannot have in the games. Because the one I saw in the second season is a case which never could work out in the actual games. And it was awesome for that fact. I think that there is a second pair of credits after finishing the 5th chapter. So we are going to see a lot of credits during this game, since first one of the first game, then after maybe... I'm going to estimate it's going to take at least 3 episodes. Like 3 streams to complete the 5th episode. So let's say, that's my prediction. After 3 streams, we are going to see another credits. And then... Ooh, I wonder how long it's going to take for me to complete the second game. That's going to take long. But yeah, then we get the 3rd credits. And after the 3rd game, we get the 4th credits. So yeah, we might even get a 5th credits that's just this current version. Like some sort of things for that. We'll just unlock after you complete everything. Which would actually make sense, because on the original HD collection I skipped the first game because no wait, I didn't skip it. What am I talking? I skipped it at the first, but then I played it regardless afterwards. Yeah, because it wasn't that long in my view at that point. From me playing the DS game, that I got the HD collection on 3DS. I got the original very late. It was after freaking Apollo Justice had come out. Way after. Because I finally found a copy, that's a new sealed copy of the game. That was the price it was when it was released. Because even like couple of weeks, couple of months after the game was released here, the price started to go higher and higher, even on stores that sold it from the get-go. So I didn't get it back in the day. I got it when the series was fading in fame. It only started to gather fame again after like Apollo Justice. Like Apollo Justice was a very low point the most. There are many who constantly say that they hate the game. Let me take this. And there we go, Capcom logo. Why do we get this music? I think this must be purposeful edits for this version to make it seem like, yeah, the game is not over yet. There's a 5th episode. Rise from the ashes. I remember so little from it then. So this might be challenging. And yes, of course, we are going to save. Let me actually check. After that, my achievement percentage is 23. Like, I'm not surprised at all, since there have mainly been achievements so far that are just complete chapter, complete chapter, complete chapter. And no, we are not going to showcase that yet. No. You have to wait for the next time. So I'm skipping on your preview. Be gone, preview. And then let's see. Did he actually take my advice to heart and cancel the stream? I think he did. So, well, my energy boost went to a bit of a waste in that occasion. But let's just say better for him, and maybe better for me as well. I can get some rest. So that changes who we are going to raid. Let me get the button ready. Raids, there we go. So again, thank you everyone so much for coming today. Tomorrow there is going to be a treat. It has been so long that we have bashed the whiskey. So it's going to be Fistful of Rags. I need to make sure that I have the game installed, because it's been so long that I haven't played it. I haven't had this device since we last played it. It's been long waited for. I won't be the one hosting it. It will be Itama, but feel free to join. The game is excellent when there is a lot of us fooling around. Then on the weekend, there is going to be some Terraria. The details on that will have to be figured out. And I won't be hosting those either. So we have to go all the way to next week, because I don't think I'll be able to stream on Sunday or Saturday myself. I can try, but I doubt it. But yeah, on Monday, I will keep the game as a mystery what it will be. So that will remain a mystery. On Tuesday, I will continue Bowser's Fury. I want to 100% it before we are done with it. And then on Thursday, we start episode 5. And again, thanks so much for everyone joining. We are raiding Itamar. He's playing the Crooked Man. So, I'll hopefully be seeing you again. You're raiding Itamar. Bye.